All right, thank you for checking out my eBay auction for a touchscreen Google Android tablet. eBay seller ID Shaki4. Here are some of the specs that we're going to come back to. And I want to tell you all about this tablet because some things are good about it and some things I was not quite impressed with. First of all, I already have a iPad. I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm just telling you that because I'm simply the type of person who likes to pick up some of the stuff, experiment with it, have some fun with playing with it, and then maybe try something else. This unit here I've had for about a week, and it does some really neat things, and there's some things I'm not quite impressed with. I want you, the potential buyer, to be completely aware of what you're buying. This unit is, I'm going to turn it all the way off so that you can watch it restart right from the get-go. Okay, did I do that? Probably not because my thumb was on it. Oops, here we go. It would help. There we go. All right, we're restarting. As you can probably see, we're on 2.12 Android. This unit I ordered all the way from China. It came from one of those China internet sellers. Some of the specifications that they gave on it, specifically, they said that it was 3G. Now, if it's 3G, I don't see how it's 3G, unless you put it in a dongle or something like that outside of the unit. But the unit itself, I'm not going to turn it over yet until it finishes starting up. But the unit itself, I don't see anywhere that you would either open it or insert some sort of a SIM card in order to get 3G. So maybe there's something I'm missing there, but I'm certainly not going to say that this is a 3G tablet because I'm not seeing that. The tablet, again, it's starting up. The tablet comes with a charger, of course, and comes with this very interesting, what they call a U drive, and I will show that to you in a little more detail. Now, so we're in Android here. Here is the home page here. Now, again, the touchscreen is reasonably responsive. Of course, it's not what I'm used to with an iPad, but, you know, it's responsive and it works. The one thing that I found sort of frustrating, and again, maybe it's something I'm just not used to, is in how to scroll. It doesn't scroll as well as what I'm used to, and I have found that rather frustrating because sometimes I would go to scroll, and instead of scrolling, it would just open the first thing that I touched, and you know that scrolled fairly well what you just saw. But again, I want you to know that as a potential buyer, that they're it's not iPad-like on that. And you'll probably see as I go on here with some more demonstration of the unit what I mean. It does have a 2 gig internal drive, hard drive. I'll go over to the specs here. That I see is very accurate, 2 gig internal hard drive. Of course, it does have Wi-Fi. Now they're saying it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. This was from specs from the seller. I don't see where how to get Bluetooth to activate. I don't believe that it has a Bluetooth chip. Again, maybe I'm missing something, but I don't want to sell it as Bluetooth. So let's just say it does not have Bluetooth. 3G, seller's not sure about this. I don't see 3G. But Wi-Fi works fine. It has a 7-inch resistive screen, advertised as 800 by 480, and has 256 meg for the operating system. Has Google Android 2.1, and it has this particular chip, VIA 505, 533 megahertz speed. So again, that's that. Let me try to do a couple things here. I'm kind of used to holding it with one hand and touching it with the other, but obviously I'm just going to have to do it one-handed here. So here is our home, and I did put, and I'm going to sell this with a couple of sample files on it, which I don't usually do, but I kind of experimented a little bit and got a couple things working, and as far as the format and that. So I did put on an episode of Mythbusters here, which I formatted into an MP4 format, and it seemed to take fairly well. And I actually transferred this from an SD card to the local disc rather. The video quality, fair, nothing to get excited about, but you know, it's watchable. Okay, and that works. We're going to get out of that and go back. And let's see what I have to do that. Let's see, we're going to hit this button here. Oh no, I know. Oh well, that works too. Okay, so then we're going back to home, and then we're going to go to music. And I put one album on here. Okay, there's several here because some are still on the SD card. The SD card that I have in here does not go with it. I'm just going to start one here. This is a George Winston song, and you know, it plays it quite well. Has two speakers on the side. Audio controls are here on the top. Also has a menu button there. You turn it, again I'm trying to do this one-handed, turn it up. The speakers, small, not very loud at all, but it does have speakers on it. On this end, by the way, it also has the power button right there. It has a built-in camera right there, and this physical button here that you can use to do different things as you work with it. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to stop this. If I remember, how the heck do you stop a song? I guess I'm not sure. As I've said, I've just played with this a little bit, but I know if I go like this, it'll take me back to there. If I go here, it'll take me back to home. The SD card slot is on this side. Let me get a good shot of it. You can see the speakers on each side. The SD card slot is right of middle, and the SD card does fit in flush. Here's the power and the headphone jack. Okay, here's the back of the unit. Probably should have done some of this stuff at the beginning, but I guess I'm just anxious to try to make sure I get everything in. It does have a G sensor. Okay, I hit the contact button. I have to do this. Okay, so if you turn it like this, what are we doing here? I'm going to sit down. There we go. It does go. It's not fast like the iPad. It's not quite as smooth, but it does work. So we're going to go back to here again. You can see it just seems like it dims for a second, and then it goes. So it does do that. It has up here a Wi-Fi indicator. That is for taking a picture. You can also do volume controls with these buttons here. Okay, let's move on to YouTube. YouTube works pretty well. In fact, I'm fairly impressed with the YouTube operation. I guess I almost kind of talked first about the shortcomings, when maybe if I was a good salesman, I'd talk more about what it does well. Here is YouTube, and we're going to get something loaded here. So there you go. There's something from YouTube. And actually the video quality on this is pretty good. I'd say it's better than the video that I had in, you know, from a converted video file. This is obviously some black and white footage from the YouTube video, but it's all pretty smooth and, you know, looks like it's pretty good. So we're going to stop that, and then we're going to go back to there. That takes us back to YouTube, and then we're going to go back to home here. Okay, and then I'm going to choose to go back to, oh, I don't know, I guess we'll go back to settings like that. This is the settings, has a typical Android setup for settings. Oh, this will be the other question people have. Does it have the app market? It does have the app market. A lot of tablets, however, see, I didn't quite push that right. There we go. A lot of tablets, however, don't have the full app market in that many things don't show up. There are websites that I'd be happy to direct you to that has apps that you can download and install from the SD card, several of which I've already done, and I'm going to show you those. Any of them here? Oh, I'm going to show you this real quick. This is called the Magic Album. You can just use this as a startup page if you like, or you could use it on your, like for an alarm clock or whatever you want to do. It has a kind of a neat little thing where it shows you the weather. That's my hometown here, and the date, and some different options there. So that's kind of a neat little feature. If we go here, and again okay, drag that over. You'll see I have Facebook installed on it. I have Google Maps installed. I have CNBC installed on it. What else? There's some New York Times. What else do we have? Let's see. Now, it does have Skype, but please be aware that the Skype is Skype Lite. That means that it is instant messaging only. I do not believe that this version of Android will, or maybe it's just the hardware, will handle the full version of Skype with the video conferencing. Again, maybe a new user who knows more about it can make that work. I haven't been able to. One thing that does work really slick is this thing called TuneIn Radio. And this is a internet radio program. And I'll just go to my presets and put on a public radio station. This is pretty slick, and it works rock solid. I let it play for a couple hours, and it worked just great. I hook an external speaker to it and let it play the radio for a while, and it was really quite neat. So that's a program that's also installed on it. Works pretty well. I installed a Solitaire program and a few others, and so again, that's kind of neat stuff there. It's still actually loading for one reason or another. It's a little slow. There you go. It's just started doing it now. So you can hear it. Let me see if I can turn the volume up here. Yeah, the media volume's down. So that's TuneIn Radio. So I know I'm getting to a rather long video here, but again, I wanted to make sure that whoever bought this knows exactly what they're buying. It has some good features and some that, no, it's not an iPad, and but it's got some neat stuff. Oh, the browser, of course. Here's the browser. Browser's reasonably fast, but we'll just do it here, and you can see. You go here and you can pull up bookmarks. Oops, there we go. There's bookmarks. So we'll do Drudge. So now we're playing the radio in the background, and at the same time we're loading some internet websites. This is the Drudge report. Now I want to tell you too is, now again you can scroll here. These do not seem to have it does not have the pinch option that an iPad would. Okay, this little guy plugs into the back, gives you the option of using USB ports, also gives you the option of using a wired Ethernet connection if you choose, and that is basically the idea with this. They call it a U-drive, and you can take a USB cord, run it from the tablet to your PC, and drag and drop files, audio or video files or photo files, and that's basically it, I guess. Again, I wanted to make sure that I have 100% positive feedback, and I have that because I want to be completely fair and let people know what they're buying so they're happy with their purchase. This little manual comes with the unit, and it has very little information in it, but could be helpful on a few basic things. Again, eBay seller ID is Shacky4. Here's some of the specs. and I'm not confident that it has Bluetooth or 3G, but I hope someone out there will find it interesting enough that they want to play with it, because I know it's kind of a neat device. I enjoy playing with it, and now I'm going to move on to something else. So thanks for checking it out, and hope that you bid on it and you're the winning bidder. Bye-bye.